Welcome to New York's #2 sports show. The Yankees have traded for their third baseman, and it's Ryan McMahon from the Colorado Rockies in exchange for two prospects, a couple of young pitchers, righty Josh Grosz, who was a 2023 draft pick by the Yankees in the 11th round, and as well lefty pitcher Griffin Herring, a 2024 draft pick in the 6th round. So with Grosz, he was listed number 21 on Yankees prospects in the top 30 lists on MLB.com. So in terms of prospect capital, it doesn't appear as if they're getting rid of anything overly significant. Now, obviously, you don't know how it's going to go until years down the road, especially these are two young pitchers that are pitching in A ball. So, it's kind of undetermined. But Ryan McMahon provides defense, right? Like the Yankees need defense badly. He does bring that. Now, you know, there's not that necessarily excitement of a Eugenio Suarez in terms of the offensive production that could have been and his right-handed bat, right? Like from the offensive side of things, Suarez, and he has, and he's streaky himself as amazing as he's been this year. McMahon is certainly a step down offensively, but the Yankees offense by and large has been pretty good. Now, do I have my concerns about it come postseason? Yes. Do I love that McMahon's a lefty? No. I think the Yankees have become very lefty heavy. And McMahon, while he's in certain years has kind of held his own against lefties, typically his splits show that he is better against right-handed pitching, and that shouldn't be a surprise. He is someone that walks a lot, but also strikes out a lot. He does have pop, but again, he was playing Coors Field. It's weird. His home away splits were very similar to DJ LeMahieu, but to expect anything close to that is going to be tough. But I remember there was a lot of detractors when the Yankees got LeMahieu thinking, hey, like that production could have been very much, Coors Field based. Then we found out that obviously it wasn't. LeMahieu was obviously just an amazing hitter, but their styles are way different anyway. LeMahieu had won a batting title. McMahon, not even close to that. Again, McMahon is more of your three true outcome type of guy, in terms of homers, walks, and strikeouts. But it's that defense. He has been one of the best defensive third basemen in the game. He's been around for a while now. I mean, played a little bit in 2017 and really kind of had more of a role in 2018. And then was a full-time starter in 2019. He's had very minimal postseason experience, only in 2018, which was LeMahieu's last year in Colorado, where they won that wild card game against the Cubs. And I believe they got knocked out by the Brewers in the NLDS. But McMahon was an all-star last year. He was the Colorado representative. It's not as if last year's numbers were anything amazing. Really, his best offensive seasons were, I would say, 2019 and 2021. Definitely his best, where, his highest OPS of his career was 780, which was in 2021, and his batting average was 254. Got off to a really slow start this season. His numbers are not great on the whole. 217 batting average, 717 OPS, which is league average. Now, again, there's that Coors Field factor as well. 16 homers, 35 RBIs, 49 walks, 127 strikeouts. A lot of walks and a hell of a lot of strikeouts for McMahon. But has been better lately. You look at some of the splits in terms of the last month, even before that, he has been turning things around offensively. And look, it can't get any worse than what the Yankees have been putting out there third base wise. And for McMahon, look, the idea is that he is going to be the Yankee third baseman for quite some time. He is under contract through 2027, owed $16 million in each season. For this year, just shy of $5 million. So it's similar to Jazz Chisholm Jr. when you think about it, where when they got Jazz, they had him for the rest of last season plus 2 more years. The difference with Jazz was his contract was extremely minimal, so the Yankees had to give up a little bit more in the way of prospects to Miami. Whereas in this one, it seems as if the prospect return isn't much, but McMahon does have a contract of some significance, and the Yankees are taking on the entire contract. Again, that kind of makes sense when you consider that the Yankees got rid of a number 21 prospect, on the MLB list. And then Griffin Herring wasn't even on the top 30 list. So that's the good news, right? But I don't think anyone should expect McMahon to necessarily be an offensive force. Now, there is that short porch that maybe does help him get a little, some more home runs. Um, and it's really the defense, which needed help badly. And McMahon is obviously an upgrade over Peraza, over Bebas, who I would expect Bebas to be sent down. Nothing's been made official yet because we don't know when McMahon's going to join the team. Expect to see him sometime in this Phillies series, presumably for game two. Colorado's actually in Baltimore. So, it wouldn't have been out of the realms that somehow he shows up midway through game one, but I would expect more maybe game two. And I don't know, with Ranger Suarez in the mound, it's a tough landing spot for him. Suarez, the lefty in game two, and then Zach Wheeler in game three. Either way, expect to see Ryan McMahon in the lineup by the end of this Phillies series. That is to be expected. And again, nothing has been made official. I would think that it's Bebas that's sent down, but crazier things have happened. Maybe somehow Peraza, they go separate ways with him. But knowing the way the Yankees operate, I would expect, because Bebas has the option, I expect him to be the one that's sent down. But yeah, McMahon really is someone that, has been a mainstay starter, granted, on a poor Colorado team, but who knows? You hope that a change of scenery away from what has been one of the worst teams in baseball for a while now can get him going as well. Now he's in a playoff race, and I think that certainly could work. And we saw that with Jazz last year when Jazz came to the Yankees. He really hit the ground running right away, and I think it was exciting to leave a Marlins team that just wasn't really overly competitive. Yankee fans are not going to be overly familiar with the man, considering he's been in Colorado, right? He's been in the National League his whole career. So, but nonetheless, this is a big move, and because of the contract as well. Again, he is now. It doesn't mean he's going to last the whole way through, but he is going to be on this Yankee club, presumably for another 2.5 seasons, just shy of that. So we'll see. Got to keep the expectations in check. This is not going to be someone that I think is going to tear the cover off the ball offensively, even though it's within him to do it. It is, but it'll be more towards the bottom of the order. I don't love the fact that he's lefty. I think the Yankees need a righty in the mix here overall. And he's going to be your everyday third baseman. There's just no way around it unless they somehow make more multiple moves to the point and he were to struggle and you had a right-handed option to play third. Now that could happen, but that person does not exist on this roster. Do not expect some type of McMahon Peraza platoon. That is not the plan, and there's no way they would do that. So, yeah, again, look, he's hit. It's kind of interesting. He's hit at least 20 home runs in every season of his career, except the COVID shortened 2020 year. And, when he basically wasn't a full-time starter. So ever since he's been a full-time starter, he's at least 20 home runs, and he's already 4 homers away now. So again, it's homers, it's walks, it's strikeouts. It's really, really good defense for McMahon. They don't go for Suarez. They don't, who is offensive focused and a free agent at the end of the year, rental. Keep Ryan Hayes, I think, probably was in the discussion. He's extremely, extremely defensive oriented, but even he's more to the extreme than McMahon. I would say Hayes is better defensively, but he's even worse on the offensive side. Charlie Hayes' son. But they go with McMahon. And that's kind of a name that I feel like we've heard in recent years. Ryan McMahon has always been one in trade rumors, and now it finally comes to fruition. So again, the Yankees acquire third baseman Ryan McMahon from the Rockies for a couple of young Yankee pitchers, now turned Rocky pitchers, righty Josh Grosz and lefty Griffin Herrings. So Ryan McMahon, the first in what will probably be a number of moves made by Brian Cashman, as we are less than a week away from the trade deadline.